I was wrong. Welcome, my friends, to another live video. This is Troy Stoneking. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this one. Not going to be long. I was wrong. You know, in a previous video, I talked about the idea of think about it. Think about it. And I said that, I basically said that a lot of things that we don't understand or that we just never change are because we don't really think about things. We go through our lives and we're just moving, going through the motions, and we're not actually taking the time to think, why do we do it that way? Or why can't I change? Or even why anything? Why anything? So I've learned to spend a lot of time thinking about things. And lately I've been thinking about something. I've discovered I was wrong. So welcome to an admission episode. So I was wrong. Here's what I was wrong about. Have you ever heard the phrase, bloom where you're planted? Bloom where you are planted. I gotta tell you, not a fan. Did not like that phrase, bloom where you're planted. Not at all. I didn't like that phrase at all, bloom where you're planted. And here's why. Because when I heard bloom where you're planted, in my head, it was to me, hey, you know what? You're stuck here. Suck it up. Deal with it. You don't have a choice. Bloom where you're planted. Wherever you are, that's the situation. Deal with it. Not something I like to hear in my own head. But here's what I've learned lately. Let me tell you a little bit about nature here. Maybe you understand this, maybe you don't. But you know, when a flower blooms, the purpose for the flower is reproduction. Make more flowers. But do you know when a flower blooms, it supplies beauty to people who walk by? If you take enough time to stop and enjoy the odor, it can give you pleasure in that way. Do you know that some flowers are visited by pollinators like bumblebees and such? You know what the bumblebees get out of that? The bumblebees get protein. The bumblebees get fats. The bumblebees get carbs. In other words, the bumblebees, they get nutrition. But then they move from one flower to another and they carry along some of the pollen, which helps the plants to accomplish their original goal of reproduction. You see, the plants bloom and flower in order to accomplish a goal, fertilization, grow more flowers. But they also are serving a greater purpose. You see, here's what I've learned about bloom where you're planted. Bloom where you're planted doesn't mean you're stuck. Bloom where you're planted doesn't mean that you don't have a choice. Bloom where you're planted means in whatever situation you find yourself. Maybe you live in a place that you don't love right now. Maybe you're in a job that's not your favorite thing. Maybe you're in a season of life that's especially challenging. Bloom where you're planted says, when you're in those situations, still work to accomplish your goals. Still work to go where you want to go, to do what you want to do. But also serve the greater good. Find ways where you're at to help others. Find ways to improve the environment in which you find yourself. Like the flowers, bloom where you're planted means work toward accomplishing your own goals. But also, like the flowers, bloom where you're planted means offer opportunities to serve others. Offer opportunities to make the world a better place in your small corner of the world. So, hey, thanks, Holly. I appreciate that. So, whether you are living somewhere you don't like, whether you are in a job you don't like, maybe you're in a time in your life where you're working hard to pay off debt or struggling with relationship issues. It doesn't matter where you are or the current circumstances. Bloom where you're planted simply means make the best of those for yourself, but serve others. And you know what? eventually, maybe you'll decide to move out of that job, out of that place, or you'll get beyond that season in life and you'll be somewhere new. And when you're somewhere new, you know what you should do? Bloom where you're planted there. Work to accomplish your goals, but serve the greater good. So you know what? I was wrong. I misinterpreted that phrase. But because I took the time to think about it, I realized what it really means and how it can help me and you wherever we are. So thank you again, my friends, for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate when you do so. And don't forget, my videos find their way over to my YouTube channel, which includes the videos here from Facebook and the videos from LinkedIn that are more business and leadership oriented. And that's youtube.com/Troy Stoneking. And I've been working last night and more this morning on the raise course that I've been talking about here and there, how to properly ask for and likely get a raise way bigger than you'll often see for that standard annual raise. I've used these methods and techniques for many, many years at different organizations and had great success. If you want to get some more information about that course when it's close to release, send me an email to live, L-I-V-E, at troystoneking.com. That just puts you on the list of interested people. It does not mean you're committed in any way. So thank you again, my friends, for watching this video. And remember, bloom where you're planted means work towards your goals while serving the greater good and improving things for the people around you. Have a great rest of your day.